Okay, welcome back to another video. It's been a few weeks since my last video. I didn't upload a video for the last, I guess, a week or two. I could have, but I just didn't have time. Things at work are pretty hectic, so I'm doing it now. So what I'm going to show you now is 3 weeks worth of work, not 2, which I normally would do. It's snowing outside here in southern Ontario, so that sucks, unless you love the winter, which an Irish guy like me, I hate it. But anyway, it's snowing, so let's do a cozy video here. So this is where I am at with my Never Mind the Billhooks project. Now, I should be done because I painted the vast majority of all these things, in fact, all of these things in about 9 days. I haven't gotten to the basing, as you can see. I haven't based some of the skirmish troops or the cannons there and there. It's because I'm waiting on a couple of more boxes of figures. I ordered these boxes of figures on October 2nd, and they're still not here. And there's no sign of them, no tracking, no nothing. I'm just waiting. I thought they'd be in around the end of October, maybe the middle of October, and I'd get them and I'd be done and this would be over with. But no. So I ordered those boxes before I even started this project, and I'm almost done, everything that I had previously bought. The vendor, who's a Canadian vendor, said that he had them in stock, but when I ordered them from him, he had to order them direct from Perry. Now, when he said that, I said, okay, no problem, Al, that's fine, I can wait. I could have ordered them from Perry myself. They're not really getting a discount, so I wish I had known that before I ordered them. But anyway, it's a local vendor, so I said, go ahead, I'm not in a rush. Well, now I've completely completed everything that I have on my shelf, my pile of shame. I painted all of that stuff, plus several boxes that I ordered in from other vendors that came in long before, including several boxes direct from Perry themselves made after the initial order, and they came in like 9 working days, and I'm still waiting. But anyway, so I can't finish it. I still have several more bases to do. By bases, I mean companies, like stands of 12. I have several more of those to do. I have a few more for the Lancastrians, which are on this side, and I've got 3 more for the Yorkists, and I think 5 more for the Lancastrians. Now, I did manage to paint all the command figures. Nothing's based, because I usually like to base all in one, and so that way everything is exactly the same. I kind of like make my own basing material by mixing things together, and I like doing it all at once, so not like a year goes past and I'm stuck with 2 different shades of green grass, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do it all at once, but it's almost done. The camera's at a weird angle because there's so much stuff on my table now. I can't... I need it to be this way for them all to be in shot. But I'll take the camera off its stand and I'll go down and I'll show you the things individually. Now, this isn't all I've done. There's several hundred more things that I've painted. Well, a couple of hundred more things that I've painted, and I'll show you them after. But for now, this is the War of the Roses, and I'll be back in a second with a close-up. Okay, so this is a brand new phone. This is, I don't even have this phone 24 hours, so hopefully the video is better, the quality is better. First thing, we'll start with the command stands. Now, this command stand here is, this is King Edward for the Yorkists, and I have him on these round bases from the Mortal Gods set. I just kind of reused them. So there's Edward. And now if I want to play later, the end of the War of the Roses, I can put Richard in there. So there is Richard instead of Edward. But I'm mainly going to be focusing on the early to middle. This is Hastings. That's a hand-drawn. I drew that by hand. The little icon there on his chest. And this is, it's not Gloucester. So I think, I might be wrong, but I think Gloucester is King Henry later on, or King Richard later on. I can't remember. I got the skirmishers, which you've seen before. The knights are new. Now, the knights, I'm going to change these lances. I'm going to do the spiral white coloring, so it looks a little bit fancier. The thought of doing that at the time, I just kind of chickened out and I just painted them red and yellow. And then there is 1, 2, 3, and then 4 units of bill and bow. And then there's a company of armored men-at-arms. And then, of course, the cannon, which you've seen last time. And then for the Lancastrians, the leaders, we have Somerset. Here's the leader. And then we have the Prince of Wales, we have Oxford, and we have Buckingham. And then in behind there, we have King Henry the Sixth, and he's just going to be like a objective piece. There's the cannon and crew that we've seen. Oh, no, I mean, I've seen this last time, but there's a cannon and crew now. Or I think you did see that last time. I think it's this one here you didn't see last time. The Yorkist one. And then there is a full 2 companies of armored men-at-arms. Base of pikemen. Now, there is supposed to be another base of pikemen, but the figures haven't arrived. There's the skirmishers. And there's 1, 2, and then 3 units of bill and bow. And that is what I have for never mind the billhooks. I do have flags, some really nice flags I have to put on them. But usually I like doing the flags last. It's kind of like my victory lap. I put on the flags last. And then I do have the basic material on order, so that'll all come in hopefully next week. And we can get these, what's on the table finished. And then what I can do is I can test my patience for those few boxes of, there's another box of mercenaries. There's a box of light cavalry and another box of men-at-arms. And I really need the men-at-arms because for this game, the plastic Perry set, you get 2 standard bearers. So these like plastic standard bearers, you get 2 of them in each regular box set of bill and bow, but you get I think 6 in the men-at-arms. And this game with the command flag, with the command bases and each base having a flag, you need a lot of standard bearers. So I need that box just for the extra standard bearers. And yeah, so I'm going to pause the video right here and do another bad edit, and I'll be back with what I have done apart from this. Okay, so for you it's been a split second. For me it's been like 45 minutes of taking stuff out, moving stuff, putting stuff down, sort of sorting stuff out. And I'm exhausted. You can probably hear my breathing. I probably should have waited 10 minutes before I continued to talk, but I took the time between waiting for the rest of the War of the Roses Perry boxes to show up, and I didn't know what to do. I painted the last figure, and I decided, you know what, damn, I don't know what to do now. And I didn't want to base them, because I want to do it all at once, like I said before. So I decided that I was going to maybe paint some Battletech instead. And what I ended up doing is, on one of the weekends, I had a buddy coming up, a long-awaited visit from a convention friend of mine, and we were going to play a Babylon 5 game. And I had lots of miniatures painted already, so I didn't need anything for that game. I had lots of stuff ready already, or prepared already, I should say. And I thought to myself, you know what? He's coming up. I'm going to take that stuff out. It's been years. I bought this stuff when I was in my 20s, my early 20s. So I have had these models since before me and my wife have been together. So we've been together 17 years. So I don't know. This stuff was old. And I decided I was going to take it out and write down what I had and make some army lists or some game lists or scenario or whatever you do when you're preparing for a game night. And then COVID hit our household like a truck. My son was sick, then I was sick, then my wife was sick, then my son again with the flu, not COVID. And it's been 6 weeks or, I don't know, 8 weeks of just complete misery. So the game got cancelled. I had to cancel the game for like the 4th time. I don't know, a lot. But when I was looking at the figures that I had prepared, I'm like, you know what, they don't look the best. Maybe what I'll do is it's only going to be maybe 4 or 5 ships aside. What I'll do is maybe I'll just repaint 4 or 5 ships. And I enjoyed the experience so much that I repainted everything that I had. Or, well, almost everything that I had. I repainted about 88% of everything that I owned for this game. Or that I had already previously repainted. And it's like 150 ships, I think. But let's just go through them right here. We'll start off here, actually. I painted up some. Now, these weren't painted before. These were brand new in the pack. I opened them. Basically some scenario convoy ships. So you got oil tankers and freighters, and then I don't know what these would be, large grain haulers, who knows. I repainted a few Narn ships. I repainted the Vree that I had. I repainted the Centauri completely, like a completely different color than they were before. All the fighter bases I did as well, everything. I repainted the Earth Alliance, although I had a really hard time getting a paint scheme that I was happy with, but there's the Omegas, there's some Novas in there, there's the Hyperions, the Fleet Carrier, the what are those things? The battleships, whatever they're called, the in-system battleships. A really bad job on that Explorer vessel. I painted the Drazi, which I really liked. They were really fun to paint, really easy. I repainted the Psychor. I wanted to have some Earth Alliance Civil War stuff, so I painted them. I painted the Bakiri. I didn't have that many ships for the Bakiri, so I repainted them. I repainted the Pirates. Hardly ever going to get used. The shadows didn't really need repainting, they're just black. I tried doing all kinds of fancy techniques with them where you prime them gray and then you wash them black several times. But in the end, I really just preferred them being black. It just makes sense to me. And then I did the Vorlons. The Planet Killer, there's kind of a texture there you can see on it. That was done by stippling the yellow onto a green. Took several coats, but it didn't work out 100%, but I'm happy with it. They're done. I mean, who cares anymore? And then I did the Minbari. Now, I painted the Minbari ships all silver. I primed them silver, in fact. And then I used one of the GW contrast paints to paint over them, and I just did some like little window dots and stuff. Some green here and there. And just so you can tell that I did repaint them, some people might say, like, what a waste of time. So here is there's a good lighting system here. Here is what the ship looks like now. Zoom in, come on, you can do it, new phone. And this is what the ship was before. That's not a very good picture, but back with those old heavy blue ink washes. So that's what the ship looked like before, and this is it now. Bad camera work here again. But you can kind of see there, if I can get in the light. Totally different. And yeah, that is what I did in the meantime between that stuff, the rest of that stuff showing up, and me being bored for a week and a half. Now, a week and a half, I repainted all my Babylon 5 stuff. Apart from the Narns. I still have a whole heckload of Narn. One sec, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is my little tub of Narn. And I still had them with some white stars from before. And since the Narn are my favorite race in the game, I took my time 20 years ago when I was painting them. And then maybe 10 years after that, I took them out again when I was rewatching the show for I just dropped my box. For the 15th time, I decided to touch them up. So they're already pretty much freshly painted. I just added these guys to it just now this week. And the rest. Now, there is one more thing I'm going to show you before I go that I did today, actually. And that'll be the cutoff for the video. One sec. Okay, and this is the last thing for the video. This is what I did today, actually. Last night, at around 10 o'clock last night, I started this. And I finished it around 1 p.m. this afternoon. I didn't spend that entire time. These were very easy painted, just primed white. I used a 3-to-1 mix of contrast medium and contrast wildwood, and I washed them all. And then I just dry brushed them white several times. Like I dry brushed them once very lightly, waited for that to dry for an hour, dry brushed them again, and then the same thing over and over again until I had it fully covered. You can kind of see maybe down... This new phone doesn't like me. I have to relearn phones. Well, that's not going to work. But you can maybe see there's a little bit of dirt at the bottom. That's why I wanted it wildwood. But this is a Comstar company. Just 2 lances, or whatever they call their lances battles, or whatever it is. There's like a... No, I won't have to remember the name. There's a Highlander anyway. I know that guy has the Highlander. This is either a Wasp or a Stinger or a Valkyrie. I don't know. God damn it. That's a Rifleman. Pretty sure everyone would know what that looks like. A little Rifleman. There's a Crab. There's a Phoenix Hawk. I don't know what that is. That is a... I don't know, an Os Scout or who knows. I don't know what that one is either. That's a Zeus, I think. That's a Black Knight, very recognizable. That's a Warhammer. Everyone will probably know that one. That one there, I have no idea. And that one there, I have no idea what it is. I will find out. I just don't know off the top of my head in this video. But that is what I did in the last 3 weeks. Repainted my Babylon 5. Did a couple of lances of Comstar mechs. And then added a whole bunch to... Don't worry about the stuff off the side. That's stuff from the last video that I haven't moved. Like I said, I had to move everything over because I've been so busy. And yeah. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope this video turns out okay on my new phone. And again, sorry if it's very informal, but it is. Okay, bye for now.